Thomas Jefferson, a summary of his life and presidency. Thomas Jefferson, 1743 to 1826, was one of the most influential figures in American history. He was the principal author of the Declaration of Independence, the third President of the United States, and a key advocate for democracy, individual rights, and the expansion of the young nation. His presidency, 1801 to 1809, was marked by significant achievements, including the Louisiana Purchase, efforts to maintain neutrality in foreign affairs, and the reduction of federal government power. However, his legacy is also complicated by his ownership of enslaved people and contradictions between his ideals and personal actions. Early life and political career. Jefferson was born in Virginia and educated at the College of William and Mary. He became a lawyer and quickly gained a reputation for his intellect and writing skills. As a delegate to the Continental Congress in 1776, he drafted the Declaration of Independence, articulating the American colonies' reasons for breaking away from Britain. After the Revolutionary War, Jefferson served as the governor of Virginia, 1779 to 1781, U.S. Minister to France, 1785 to 1789, and the first Secretary of State under President George Washington, 1790 to 1793. His opposition to the policies of Alexander Hamilton led him to help form the Democratic-Republican Party, which championed states' rights and a limited federal government. He served as vice president under John Adams, 1797 to 1801, and strongly opposed the Alien and Sedition Acts, which he saw as violations of free speech. Jefferson's presidency, 1801 to 1809. Jefferson became president in 1801 after a highly contentious election against Adams. The election resulted in an electoral tie between Jefferson and his running mate, Aaron Burr, which was ultimately resolved by the House of Representatives in Jefferson's favor. This peaceful transfer of power between political parties was a significant moment in U.S. history, demonstrating the viability of the democratic system. Domestic policies and government reform. Jefferson's presidency focused on reducing the size and power of the federal government. He cut military spending, reduced the national debt, and eliminated many federal taxes, relying instead on revenue from tariffs and land sales. He also sought to dismantle policies implemented by the Federalists, including repealing the Judiciary Act of 1801, which had allowed Adams to appoint numerous judges before leaving office. The Louisiana Purchase, 1803. One of Jefferson's most significant accomplishments was the Louisiana Purchase. In 1803, he negotiated the acquisition of the Louisiana Territory from France for $15 million, doubling the size of the United States. The purchase gave the nation control of the Mississippi River and vast western lands, fueling American expansion. Although Jefferson had long advocated for a strict interpretation of the Constitution, the Louisiana Purchase forced him to stretch his views, as the Constitution did not explicitly grant the president authority to acquire new land. Nonetheless, he justified the decision as being in the best interest of the country. The Lewis and Clark Expedition, 1804 to 1806. Following the Louisiana Purchase, Jefferson commissioned Meriwether Lewis and William Clark to explore the newly acquired territory and find a water route to the Pacific Ocean. Their expedition provided valuable information about the geography, Native American tribes, and natural resources of the western lands, further encouraging expansion. Foreign policy and challenges. Jefferson's foreign policy was guided by his desire to keep the United States neutral in global conflicts. However, tensions with Britain and France made this difficult. Both nations frequently interfered with American trade, and the British practice of impressment, forcing American sailors into the British Navy, was a major point of contention. In response, Jefferson enacted the Embargo Act of 1807, which prohibited American ships from trading with foreign nations. He hoped this would pressure Britain and France to respect U.S. neutrality. However, the embargo backfired, devastating the American economy, particularly in New England, where trade was crucial. The act was deeply unpopular and was eventually repealed in 1809. Later years and legacy. Jefferson retired to his Virginia estate, Monticello, after leaving office in 1809. He remained active in political discussions and founded the University of Virginia in 1819, emphasizing education as key to a free society. Despite his contributions to American democracy, Jefferson's legacy is complicated by his ownership of enslaved people, including the controversy surrounding his relationship with Sally Hemings, an enslaved woman with whom he is believed to have had several children. His views on slavery were contradictory. He spoke against it in theory, but did not free most of his own enslaved people. Thomas Jefferson died on July 4, 1826, the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, on the same day as John Adams. His impact on the United States remains profound, shaping the nation's political philosophy, territorial expansion, and vision of individual liberty.